Me too.
Yeah, trust me. Oh yeah. About 3:15. There goes an elephant.
I would dare say that that one right there, the blonde, second, well, the third one from the right now, that might be her friend Kristen. She just had a baby not too long ago. I've never met her, but maybe.
He's breathing.
All right, please.
She can move it over.
You may all be seated. And welcome, all of you, Jonathan and Caitlin, to one of the biggest days of your lives. Caitlin, do me a favor and just look behind you for a moment, because I want you to see what I'm seeing. You are
Lots of people.
being watched and supported by so some of your biggest fans. And they're here today because they love you both and they believe in you. And they're also here today to witness the promises that you'll make to one another and help keep you accountable to those promises. Now, included in those attendance today are some people that deserve special recognition because of the significant impact that they've had and will continue to have in both your lives. They are Beth, Mike, and Cindy, mother, father, and stepmother of the bride, and Debbie, Ralph, and Becky, mother, father, and stepmother of the groom. We take this time to thank them for their love, guidance, and perhaps most importantly, patience that they've demonstrated up until now. And we also express our gratitude for the counsel and support they will continue to offer in the years to come. Parents, we thank you. And I now need to ask you both a very serious question. Jonathan, do you wish to establish your life with Caitlin as her husband, to receive her as your wife, to make a home where she will be loved and cared for as long as God grants her life? If so, say I do. I do. And Caitlin, do you wish to establish your life with Jonathan as his wife, to receive him as your husband, to make a home where he will be loved and cared for as long as God grants him life? If so, say I do. And who gives this bride away? Now, today we have all been brought together to witness and celebrate the union of Jonathan and Caitlin in marriage. Today is a day that many of us will never forget, but it is also a day that a few of us here will be expected to always remember. And of course, I'm talking about you, Jonathan. Now, before we address some of the finer points of marriage, I'd first like to point out that it is rare for just two individuals to be joined together, but more often than not, it is the combining of families and lives which presents a unique blend of the past, the present, and the future. The mixing of the sands is symbolic of this aspect of marriage, showing that the commitment of a husband and wife is more than just to an individual, but also to those that help to make up who they are. And on that note, I will now ask that the bride and groom to add their measure of sand, which represents the commitment they will have to one another and the symbol of these families becoming united as one. Now, there is a passage of scripture from the Bible that I'd like to read from to help illustrate exactly what it means to be joined together as husband and wife. Christ said in Mark chapter 10, verses 6 through 9, "But from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let not man separate." Friends, we learn from these verses that through marriage there is no longer two, but one. The perfect example of unity and a connection that man is not to separate. Though many have wondered, what is it that makes up such a bond, that keeps the union harmonious, that strengthens commitment and dedication, and will remain impervious throughout the test of time? Well, some believe that it is trust. Trust that your spouse will be by your side through the good times and the bad, and trust that they will be dependable when the waves of hardships come crashing down, and trust that wherever you go together, that's where you'll be. Still yet others speculate that it is faith, that by simply believing and never losing sight of one another, that your perseverance will see you through all the trials and tribulations of adversity. Now, undoubtedly, in the days ahead, both of you will find that the trust and faith that you have already built up in one another to be indispensable commodities. But friends, make no mistake about it, in marriage, the most important bonding agent is love. And it is love that will always keep you together. Colossians chapter 3, verses 12 through 14 says, "Put on then as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other. For as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must forgive. And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And truly the greatness of love cannot be underestimated or undervalued, for it has brought you both here today. And as these precious moments you share together, they will quickly turn into years. Do not look back on this day as to when you loved each other the most, but when you loved each other the least. For the love that you have for one another is meant to grow. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7 tells us that love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Jonathan and Caitlin, with this scripture in mind, always remember with whatever challenges you may face together, should you ever feel fearful or anxious of what might follow, first ask yourselves this simple question: is there love? For as long as there is love, you will find your bearing. As long as there is love, you will believe in one another. As long as there is love, your marriage will have endurance. And as long as there is love, there will be hope. Now, Jonathan, please repeat after me this vow to Kate. I, Jonathan, take you, Kate, to be my wife from this day forward, to have and to hold, for better and for worse, in abundance and in need, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. Now, Caitlin, please repeat after me this vow to Jonathan. I, Caitlin, take you, Jonathan, to be my husband from this day forward, to have and to hold, for better and for worse, in abundance and in need, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. May we have the ring, please, Keith. Thank you, sir. Would each of you please take the ring that you're going to put on your fiance's hand? And Jonathan, we'll start with you. Please place your ring on the ring finger of Caitlin's left hand and repeat after me this promise. With this ring, I confirm my promise to be your faithful and loving husband. Caitlin, now we'll do your ring. Please place your ring on the ring finger of Jonathan's left hand and repeat after me this promise. With this ring, I confirm my promise to be your faithful and loving wife. As you wear your rings, may they always be a reminder to you, your spouse, and to others as to the promises that you've made to one another and to God on this day. And Jonathan and Caitlin, having witnessed your vows of marriage by all who are assembled here, and by the power vested in me in the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Jonathan, you may kiss your wife. To introduce to all of you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Barton.